What's up? What's up? What's up, man? It's your boy General G's recruiting back with another, what I'm saying, fight video, boxing. What I'm saying? And it is what it is, this video, bro. I'm ready, man. You already know Terrence Crawford versus Sean Porter. We gotta talk about it, man. We gotta talk about it. Haven't been on in like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? We gotta talk about Canelo versus Plant. David Benavidez, Jose Benavidez, then Crawford versus Porter, and then we got some more fights coming on this year. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a spur of the moment video. So I'm not expecting too many people to be on, but shoot, if you on, man, tap in, let me know where you from, and let me know who you got tomorrow night, man. Crawford versus Porter. And I'm gonna have to break it down what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? My predictions. All right. See a couple people in here, man. All right, no Arsenal, no life. Crawford by late stoppage, a wide decision, bro. Staying up late to 4 a.m. to UK. Hey, bro. Shout out to y'all in the UK. I don't know how y'all do it. It ain't, man. Y'all gotta suffer through all of our American fights, man. Even y'all top UK fighters come to America to fight. Y'all gotta stay up to 3, 4 in the morning to watch the fight. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know if y'all stay up the whole night or y'all set your alarm clocks to wake up early in the morning. But at least I don't think y'all have to pay pay-per-view prices like we got to pay here in America, man. They killing us. Cause I think tomorrow pay-per-view like $70. I'm gonna buy it, you know what I'm saying? Like Terrence Crawford, the only person that I buy pay-per-view, because I know what I'm gonna get out of Terrence Crawford. And that's my favorite boxer, so I'm gonna support him no matter what. All right, we got 858 Mello. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. You got Bud. Okay. Y'all smart, man. So before we get into that, man, let's go back and talk about some of the fights that happened. We can talk about the Canelo versus Caleb Plant fight. I predicted that Canelo was gonna win. Basically everybody knew Canelo was gonna win that fight. Like I said in the build-up video for that, I couldn't figure out how Caleb Plant could beat Canelo. I couldn't figure it out. I was wrong in how Canelo won. For one, I didn't think Canelo was gonna stop Caleb Plant. And number two, I didn't think the fight was going to be as close as it was. I thought Caleb Plant might have won. I thought he was going to win like 1 or 2 rounds and that's it. But I felt like it was a more competitive fight than people gave credit to. Even though Caleb Plant wasn't landing any like power shots or anything, he wasn't landing anything that was going to hurt Canelo. But he was touching him with that jab. And one thing about Caleb Plant, he had Canelo missing a lot of shots, man, especially in like the first 5 or 6 rounds. Canelo wasn't really landing anything. Now, they gave him credit because I felt like the commentators were biased to Canelo like they always were. But Canelo was missing a lot of punches, and that kind of shows me that Canelo does kind of, I wouldn't say struggle with slick fighters, but it's a lot harder for him to face slick fighters. But I knew at the end of the round, if you watch Caleb Plant fight, he slows down in the later rounds. He's basically a fast starter. And I knew he wasn't going to be throwing no punches that was going to gain the respect of Canelo. And it was just only a matter of time before Canelo got him out of there, man. No Arsenal, no life. Who gives Canelo a better fight in your opinion, Charlo or David Benavidez? That's a good question, man. I think David Benavidez gives a better fight than Charlo. And I'm gonna tell you why. And I don't think either one of them can beat Canelo. Neither one of them are more skilled than Canelo. I think what it comes down to is that I feel like Jamal Charlo respects Canelo too much. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll be in there for the payday. And another thing, I don't, if he fights Jamal Charlo, I don't even think the fight will be close. And it's because I think he will have a really hard time hitting Canelo. Because Canelo has really good defense, especially when he's walking you down. He's one of the best at slipping punches. And the thing about Jamal Charlo is he throws all of his punches at the same speed. He throws everything straight. And another thing about him is he throws all his hooks really hard at the same speed. And he loads up on his punches, especially his hooks. And you're not going to hit Canelo loading up on those hooks. Like, Canelo rarely gets hit with hooks. The only thing that you can really hit Canelo with is jabs. And he'll touch Canelo a few times, but if you're throwing that jab at the same speed, that strong, hard jab, then he's gonna learn from that, and eventually you're gonna have a hard time hitting him. In terms of David Benavidez, I think that'll be a more entertaining fight because David Benavidez is not gonna respect Canelo like that. And it's gonna be a slugfest. He's gonna stand toe to toe with Canelo in the middle of the ring, and he has longer. He's tall. He's like 6'1", got long arms, and he's gonna sit there and punch with him. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? I think that'll be a more entertaining fight. But then at the same time, David Benavidez doesn't have the best defense. So I think in the later rounds, man, he's gonna get clipped with a shot, and it's gonna be all she wrote. But I think it's gonna be a more competitive fight with David Benavidez because he's in there. David Benavidez reminds me of Nate Diaz from the UFC. Type, just a bad dude, like a bad boy attitude, not scared of nobody, and it's just he don't care who you are, he gonna take the fight to you. So I think that's gonna be a good fight. So Better Beef is the guy that gives Canelo the toughest fight. Yeah. Better Beef has power in both hands. The thing about those guys at 175, as well as Bovell, they're not athletic at all, man. Like, they're strong, but I don't think they can beat Canelo, man, because it's hard. It's hard to hit Canelo, man. You basically have to be fast. You have to have fast hands, and you kind of have to be slick to hit Canelo. And I don't think a brawler is gonna be able to touch Canelo like that. So I know people say Better Beef because he's bigger than Canelo. He's a strong puncher, but it doesn't matter how strong you can punch, how hard of a punch you are. If you're not connecting on those punches, I just don't see it, man. I don't know. Yeah, but all right. Yeah, he got quick hands and quick feet, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Canelo done fought a lot of fast dudes, and he spars a lot of fast dudes, man. I forgot what that guy who was his main sparring partner. He fight at 154. I can't think, but the dude, his sparring partner probably got some of the fastest hands in boxing. So he's used to that speed, man. And I think I don't know, man. Canelo, it's hard to beat Canelo, man. But one thing about Canelo, man, I defend Canelo, even though I'm a big Terrence Crawford fan, but I don't defend him going up to cruiserweight fighting this guy from the Congo that nobody has ever heard of just because he got a WBC belt. To me, I feel like Canelo is cherry picking. They saying that he's trying to make history being a 5-time division holder going all the way up to cruiserweight, and then they're trying to bring the cruiserweight weight down to 190, man. That's crazy, man. I don't respect Canelo for that. I don't give him if he beats this guy at cruiserweight, I don't give Canelo no credit for this. He's fighting a guy that's slow, that's not that good. Cruiserweight is not a deep division, and he's cherry picking. He's not fighting the best guys. He would do better fight. He'll get more respect fighting Charlo or David Benavidez. So yeah, so we're gonna move on. We can move on to David Benavidez. I don't really have much to say about the fight. He fought a guy that was on short notice. The guy only had like 2 or 3 weeks to prepare for David, and I didn't even see the fight. I heard his brother Jose did bad too. I heard Jose robbed the dude. They called it a draw, but I heard he clearly lost. But it was kind of like a tune-up fight for David, man. He ended up stopping the guy in one of the later rounds. I heard the guy was pretty tough. It was, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really giving him much of a challenge, but touched him up a little bit. But it was basically like a good tune-up fight. But I don't know, man. But I think the best fight, the person that has the best chance at Canelo is David Benavidez. Styles make fight, and I just like his attitude. And I just like that. He has that no care attitude. He's not gonna back down from anybody. All right, so now we gotta get into the real conversation, man. Terrence Crawford versus Shawn Porter. Who's gonna win this? And you already know I'm a self-admitted Terrence Crawford fanboy, but at the end of the day, I have to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And being honest, I don't think it's gonna be no competition for Terrence Crawford. I think Shawn Porter is tailor-made for Terrence Crawford. I don't see how Shawn Porter can even make this fight close. Everybody's saying how Shawn Porter's fighting style, how he's going to try to rough up Terrence Crawford, how he has quick feet. And, bro, I just don't see it, man. The last time you had a guy that was strong and coming forward against Terrence Crawford, it was old boy from Australia. I can't, man. My mind is going blank. And he tried to rough up Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford ended up slinging him around the ring and ended up stopping him. And Terrence Crawford, he's so good at fighting off the back foot. He's also good at, the way you beat Terrence Crawford, you're going to have to outbox Terrence Crawford. You're not going to brawl Terrence Crawford because he's too good at pivoting. He's too good at fighting off the back foot. And he's good at adapting. You know what I'm saying? He's good at adapting. He can switch from right hand to left hand. So if you're doing something good, he can kind of make adjustments to kind of, you know what I'm saying, take that away from you. And it's not too many people that can make adjustments like Terrence Crawford. And I think with Shawn Porter makes too many mistakes, man. Coming in with his head down, throwing, bro, you're not gonna hit Terrence Crawford with no hooks too often without getting hit back. And I honestly don't think this fight is going to be close at all. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to stop Shawn Porter. I do think he'll knock him down at least one time. But at the end of the day, I don't see Shawn Porter winning more than 3 rounds. And then the rounds that he's going to win are going to be the rounds in the beginning of the fight, because Crawford kind of does tend to start off a little slow when he's trying to fill you out. But after that, after the first 3 rounds, it's going to be Crawford. It's going to be nothing. Crawford's going to run through this guy. And I think Shawn Porter, he's going to try that, you know what I'm saying, that bully tactic until he starts getting countered. And then I think he's going to start trying to box. And with the arm length disadvantage that Porter has, I don't see him doing nothing with Crawford, man. I think Shawn Porter's out of all the top welterweights, Shawn Porter is going to be the easiest for Terrence Crawford. I think Errol Spencer make a tougher fight. I think Eudenis Ugas is the toughest fight for Crawford. Eudenis Ugas, because Eudenis Ugas is underrated, man. People don't realize these Cuban fighters, man. Cuban fighters have the best footwork, and I feel like Ugas beat Shawn Porter. I thought he beat Shawn Porter pretty easily. I don't know why they didn't call that knockdown, but when it comes to the different styles, and if you watch Ugas, I think he's like a sleeper, man. I think Ugas could beat Errol Spence, to be honest with you. And then you got Boots Ennis, you got Virgil Ortiz. They're coming up. I think they're ready for the top guys, but they're not going to get an opportunity unless they become a mandatory. I think Ortiz is going to get the first shot at a title because he's ranked higher in the sanctioning bodies than Boots. But those guys are coming. All right, yeah. I think the only fighters that have a chance against Bud are massive one-punch KO artists. Shawn doesn't have any kind of power. All his fights go to distance. Yeah, you're thinking of Jeff Horn, bro. Jeff Horn, he tried to bully Terrence Crawford, man. Crawford was slinging him all over the ring, throwing him all up against the ropes. I said, man, this is crazy, man. But yeah. See, you can catch Bud, man, I don't even know, because Bud has a chin. You're going to have to outbox Bud. You're going to have to out-jab him. I know when he fought Kell Brook. Kell Brook looked good the first 2 rounds. He beat Terrence Crawford the first 2 rounds because he was out-jabbing him. His jab was quick. But then Terrence Crawford, he'll switch up on you, and he'll start timing your jabs and start going over the top of your jabs. especially when he switches up in the southpaw position. And you saw that in that fight. He switched up in a southpaw position and kind of took his jab away because now Terrence's right hand is competing with Kell Brooks' left hand. And so they're kind of battling for position, and they kind of took Kell Brooks' jab away. And that's another thing. Like that, man, fighting somebody that can switch up kind of messes you up mentally, because now everything that you were doing, you're going to have to kind of do an opposite. You're going to have to move the opposite direction. Now you got to worry about a different power hand, a different jab hand. And that's a lot, man. And if you watch any of the videos leading up to this fight, like Sean Porter was making a lot of mistakes in camp. And Kenny Porter, even in sparring, Kenny Porter kept having to stop the sparring sessions to correct him on just basic fundamentals. You're not going to be able to do that in the ring with a chess player like Crawford. And I think it's going to be way easier. Like, I feel like Sean Porter's overrated. I know he fought everybody. I just feel like him going life and death with Errol Spence, I feel like that boosted him up too high, man. Like, Errol Spence could have beat Sean Porter way worse than what he did. If Errol Spence would have fought Sean Porter how he fought Mikey Garcia, it wouldn't even been a close fight. The only reason why it was close is because Errol Spence fought him how he wanted to outdog Sean Porter. And also Errol Spence wasn't 100%. Errol Spence is, I tell you what, man, when Crawford wins tonight, I hope Errol Spence jumps in the ring. They need to announce the fight, Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, man. It's about time. I don't want to hear nothing about his eye injury. They say he's clear. And I just can't see Errol Spence stopping. I mean, Terrence Crawford going to try to kill Errol Spence in that ring. All those years of ducking, all those years of playing games and stuff like that, it's going to be a bloodbath. And then Errol Spence is not dedicated to boxing like how a boxer should be. He's always drinking and stuff like that. He's had that car accident and a torn retina. I think, man, I don't know, man. And now it ain't going to be no excuses. I really, if Crawford win tomorrow night, Errol Spence don't fight him next, I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear nothing nobody talking about Terrence Crawford ducking and stuff. It's all gonna be on Errol. All right, so no Arsenal. Bud needs to get out of Top Rank. They're holding him hostage. Hey, man, no, this is his last fight with Top Rank. So after this, he's gonna be a free agent. So after this fight, even if he still fights on the Top Rank platform, it'll just be probably on a fight by fight basis. He's probably gonna do it how Canelo Alvarez is doing it, to where he's not signed to a long-term contract. He may be signed to like a 2-fight or 3-fight deal, or even a 1-fight deal, which is actually going to be better for him because he can kind of maneuver, and he has more, you know what I'm saying, room to negotiate, which is traditionally how boxers used to do 20 to 30 years ago. Nobody was ever on a long-term contract. And so that's what I think. I think Bud should do, man. Bud should just stay free agent and just negotiate and fight the best, you know what I'm saying, the best guys out there. And if it has to go to purse bid, it just has to go to purse bid. Whatever boxing organization pick it up, they pick it up. But yeah, man, I'm excited, man. All he got to do is get past this one hump, and man, the sky's the limit to Crawford. And it's crazy, man. Like, all these years I've been following YouTube boxing commentary and stuff like that. And man, it's like everybody been against Terrence Crawford. Everybody seemed like they pro Errol Spence, and Crawford been ducking. But now it's like the tables have turned, man. The tables have finally turned. And we gonna really see after this fight who really wanted to fight. Was it Terrence Crawford ducking, or was it the PBC guys ducking? And I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? I cannot wait. I want Crawford to fight Spence. And then after that, I want him to fight Boots Ennis, and I want him to end it with Ortiz or Keith Thurman and call it quits. I wouldn't even mind if Terrence Crawford go up to 154 and fight Jermell Charlo for 3 of them belts, because I think he can beat Jermell Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Jermell Charlo, I like him as a fighter, man. I like how athletic they are, but from a boxing standpoint, it's a lot of holes that they have that I think can be exposed. But yeah, man, I'm excited about this fight. Like I say, I never pay pay-per-views. My last pay-per-view that I had was the Charlo card last year when both of the Charlos fought. When it was Jamal versus Sergey Derevyanchenko and Jamel versus Jason Rosario. I paid for that pay-per-view and I fell asleep. I didn't even watch the main card. And I said, man, I ain't paying for no more pay-per-views. But yeah, man. Tank Davis versus Lopez and Garcia versus Tank Davis versus Teofimo Lopez and Garcia versus Haney. I'm guessing you're talking about Ryan Garcia. Who you got? I got. Let's go with Ryan Garcia versus Haney. I think that's an easy. I think Devin Haney wins that easy. And I'm not that big of a Devin Haney fan. He's good, but he's not no Shakur Stevenson. But I think he easily beats Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is overrated. His heart isn't into boxing. I don't think he takes boxing that serious. And I don't think he would even get in the ring with Devin Haney. But that'll be an interesting fight. I do think Ryan Garcia got one of the best hooks in boxing. His left hook is fast. He got a blinding left hook. You know what I'm saying? Like he has one of those Roy Jones Jr. left hooks, like speed-wise. But I think Devin Haney is a gym rat, man. He'll be more than prepared. His confidence. Ryan Garcia doesn't. He's not that good, bro. He's already been knocked down. He don't have the confidence. He's not into boxing like that. Now, what's more interested is Tank Davis versus Teofimo Lopez, man. And it'll have to be at 140. That's a tough. I don't know, man. That's a good matchup right there, because we already know Teofimo Lopez is certified. You know what I'm saying? He beat Richard Comey and then he beat Lomachenko. And a lot of people didn't think he was going to beat Lomachenko. I didn't think he was going to beat Lomachenko. And he did it, man. Undefeated, got 3 belts at 140. And then you got Tank Davis, who is probably one of the most talented boxers in those lower weight. Probably one of the most talented boxers in boxing. But we've never really seen his true potential because he hasn't fought anybody. But Tank can fight, man. If you ask other boxers about Tank, I respect the opinions of other boxers, especially boxers that have been in there and sparred with him. And everybody, if you watch any interview of another boxer talking about Tank, they'll tell you Tank is no joke. So I think it'll be an interesting fight, man. Like that's a true 50-50 fight. And the reason why I can't say who a winner is because I don't know how good Tank Davis really is, because we haven't seen him face real competition. I know how good Teofimo is. Teofimo is real good, but I'm not 100% sure on Tank. So it's a 50-50 fight. I'll probably be going for Tank because Tank got that one hit a quitter. But when it comes to Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, man, I don't even think that's even a close fight at all. So kind of getting back to the Terrence Crawford versus Sean Porter. I don't really know anybody on the undercard. The undercard is pretty weak. I wish they would have put Keyshawn Davis on the undercard, because Keyshawn, he's actually in camp with Terrence Crawford. He actually just chose Bomac or Brian McIntyre as his boxing coach since he's a professional now. And so he's going to be working with Bud and everything. I felt like this was a perfect opportunity to put him on pay-per-view in the Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter undercard, but instead Bob Arum chose to put him on the Richard Comey versus Lomachenko fight undercard on December 11th, which to me that doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. I think Keyshawn Davis is going to be he's going to be a big time. He's going to be up there with Shakur Stevenson, because he's going to be one of the next big prospects. Won the silver medalist in the Olympics this year. And like I say, I like to hear the opinions of other boxers. And Shakur Stevenson speaks highly of him. Terrence Crawford speaks highly of him. And when Shakur Stevenson says whenever he spars Keyshawn Davis, it's like a chess match, I know the dude is big time, because we already know what Shakur Stevenson brings to it, man. We already know. What's up, SNL Fitness, man? What do I think about Canelo moving up the cruiserweight, man? I think he's cherry picking, man. I don't respect this move by him, man. I don't know. I know why he's doing it, because on paper he wants to look like a 5-division champion, but man, come on, man. Nobody's giving him, he don't deserve no credit for moving up to cruiserweight. And not only moving up the cruiserweight, fighting somebody out of the Congo that nobody's ever heard of, but he's also trying to make this guy fight at 190 pounds. They're trying to change cruiserweight from 200-pound limit to 190-pound limit, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because he got tougher competition at 168 and 175. David Benavidez, Jamal Charlo, Benaviv, the other dude, all those guys can beat that guy at cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't, and I like Canelo, man. I give Canelo full credit for becoming undisputed at 168, but I'm not giving him no credit for going up to no cruiserweight. And people will be like, oh, that's a lot of weight. It's a real dangerous fight. It's not a dangerous fight. If you go on YouTube and type in that dude from the Congo, you can barely find any of his fights on YouTube. And the stuff that you see, you can see he's not coordinated. He's not fast. He's not a good boxer. I don't even know how he has the WBC belt. So it is what it is, man. Canelo, I don't know. Yeah. I would respect Canelo if he fought Usyk. Fight Usyk at cruiserweight. Come on, man. Come on. Now, if he fought Usyk at cruiserweight, I respect that. But he ain't gonna do that, man. Yeah, Canelo wouldn't fight whatever. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with cruiserweights. I don't really watch cruiserweight, but Usyk at cruiserweight, he'll never fight no Usyk at cruiserweight. And I feel like Usyk can probably drop down to 200 pounds and fight him. He'll put Canelo in a casket, man. Come on. But I like Canelo, man. I respect Canelo. I do think he's number one pound for pound boxer. I think he's the best boxer. Canelo doesn't have that many holes in this game, man. And I see people on YouTube. I follow a lot of boxing channels. People criticize Canelo so much, but I'm just not one of those guys, man. Like, when I watch Canelo fight, I'm just like, this dude is good, man. Like, I don't see no holes in his game. Like, Canelo does not get hit by hard shots. It is hard to hit Canelo, and Canelo strategically breaks you down, man. But yeah, man, it is a cherry pick. That's crazy, man. A 168 pounder cherry picks a cruiserweight. That's almost unheard of, man. But it is what it is. He should fight Benavidez. It ain't nothing stopping that fight. Nothing stopping that fight. But he won't go up and fight some dude from the jungles of Congo who ain't fought nobody. And so he can get that WBC belt, man. Come on, man. I don't respect that at all, man. How can you respect that? And what else? They got some more fights coming up later this year. Like I said, we got the Tank Davis versus Pitbull. I can't think of the guy's real name. He's a Mexican brawler. Tank gonna beat the devil out of him, bro. I wish he would have fought Rolly. I think that would have been a more entertaining fight. But I think this fight right here is actually tougher. I think this guy is better than Rolly. And he's gonna try to knock Tank out, which is gonna be good. But you know what I'm saying? Skills pay the bills, and I don't care how much you know how to brawl. If you don't know how to box, a boxer is always gonna beat a brawler, man. And Tank is just more skilled. And another thing, man. Yeah, Isaac Cruz. They said Tank. Well, we all know Tank is in camp right now, and he sparred Sean Porter. I heard Tank got the best of Sean Porter. I don't know, man. Even though they're like, and the crazy part is they're like the same size. Like Sean Porter's only 5'7". Tank Davis is like 5'5", and they say Tank was weighing around 150 something. And Sean Porter was like 150 something. So they only have like a 2-inch height difference. But they said Tank did his thing in sparring. They said he did his thing. And then at the same, you got to take sparring with a grain of salt, because I'm sure Sean Porter wasn't going as hard as he needed to go. And he And he, you know what I'm saying, he's in camp for the biggest fight of his life. So he's probably just in there working on different stuff, trying to see different looks. But they said Tank held his own in sparring, man. So that's good, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Arsenal. I rather they make Tank versus Gary. Oh man. Oh, bro. That fight would be so easy to make. Now that's a good fight. Tank versus Gary Russell Jr. at 130. I think 130 would be the best weight for that because Gary Russell fight at 126. And Tank's natural weight is like 130, 135. But I don't think I think that fight right there, Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather are going to prevent that fight because they don't like Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. has been very outspoken on Al Heyman and his dislike. Well, I would say his frustrations of only fighting like once a year and not getting paid what he thinks. And I remember like a year ago, Gary Russell was calling Tank out. And the rumor is Floyd Mayweather called up Gary Russell and told him, stop messing with my fighter, Tank Davis. So I don't think, even though I think that would be a very interesting fight, I got a lot of respect for Gary Russell Jr. He's a very good fighter. I like his whole family. I think his younger brother, Gary Anton Jr. at 140, that dude is serious. He is something serious. He's the most slept on fighter at 140. And I think that dude right there could beat Teofimo Lopez at 135. Why am I saying earlier? My bad. I remember earlier I was talking about 140. Teofimo Lopez is at 135. I don't know why I'm thinking he's at 140. Josh Taylor got all the belts at 140. But I think, you know what? If Teofimo Lopez go up to 140, get him versus Gary Anton Jr. would be a very interesting fight. I don't think none of those guys can beat Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor needs to go up to 147. Josh Taylor is just as big as Terrence Crawford. And I think Josh Taylor would be a tougher fight for Crawford than any other welterweights right now. Any other welterweights outside of Dennis Ugas. I think Josh Taylor and Dennis Ugas will be the toughest opponents for Terrence Crawford at 147. I said it. Yeah, shampoo's $20. Gary Russell is a part-time fighter. Loma almost ended his career. Gary Russell only fights once a year, but he's always in the gym, which means a lot. He's always in the gym and he trains his younger brothers. So you can't really sleep on Gary Russell Jr. It's not like he's Errol Spence and going to the club and getting drunk. He's active. He's always in the gym working on stuff, working on other people. And Lomachenko beat him, but the fight was closer than a lot of people give it credit to. You know what I'm saying? And I think if he was to fight Lomachenko again, I think it would be a closer fight. Also, he was weight drained that fight. I don't think Gary Russell was 100%. But I'm still going to give Lomachenko all his credit, but you can't sleep on Gary Russell, man. Now, I would like to see Gary Russell fight Terrence Crawford so Crawford could break his neck. Because I was tight when they was going at it, man. I don't know why Gary Russell think he can beat up Terrence Crawford, but I would try to fund that fight. The little money that I have, I would donate some of my money to see that fight happen. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see Terrence Crawford put Gary Russell in the casket. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see that. It is what it is. But I respect Gary Russell. I respect Gary Russell at the lower weight classes at 126, 130. I would like to see Gary Russell fight Shakur Stevenson at 130. I think that would be an interesting fight. I think Shakur will beat him. I don't see nobody beating Shakur Stevenson at 126 or 130 or 135. I don't think none of those guys can beat Shakur Stevenson. At 135, 130, 126, nobody beats Shakur Stevenson, man. Nobody. SNL Fitness, for Canelo to be 5'8", is impressive. If he wins against a guy that big, Mukabu, whatever his name is a title holder about it. Yeah, come on, man. How in the world does that guy have a WBC belt? Who is that guy? But yeah, I'll be more impressed if Canelo can come in at 190. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I know the dude is big, but I feel like Canelo could beat him at once. Canelo can weigh 168 and beat that dude, man. Come on. Go on YouTube and watch that guy shadow box, bro. Dude has no footwork, no hand speed, man. I'm telling you. It's a cherry pick, man. It's a cherry pick. David Benavidez could beat that dude. I think Jamar Charlo can beat that dude, man. Any of those top guys at 175 could beat him. I can't give Canelo no credit for that, bro. I can't do it, man. I don't care how big he is, man. I don't care if he's 200 pounds. I can't give him no credit for that, man. I can't give it to him. Can't give it to him, man. So let me ask y'all this, man. So Errol Spence just got cleared to fight again. He's full clear. He's full clear. Now he can fight by his doctors. Who should Errol Spence fight next, man? Do you think he should go and try to unify with Terrence Crawford, or do you think he should take a tune-up with his mandatory? You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest with you, I would love to see Virgil Ortiz jump up and become the number one contender for his WBC belt or his IBF belt. They both from Dallas. They actually both started out in the same gym. And I think that'll be a good fight, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Errol Spence said he don't want no tune-ups. I don't think that's a tune-up. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a tune-up. I would love to see if the Crawford versus Spence fight don't get made next, I would love to see Virgil Ortiz against Spence. Or even Keith Thurman against Spence. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a lot of boxing, man. It's a lot of boxing, and I think things are gonna start. I think things are gonna start to happen, man. It got to, man. There's no more excuses because PBC is they're on their way out the door. They got one more year with Fox, and I don't know if anybody's gonna pick up the PBC because the PBC on Fox has not showed any good fights, man. To say that they have a deal with a major TV deal like that with Fox and you don't put no good fights on this whole year on Fox, come on, man. You put all the good fights on Showtime. Yeah, Keith Thurman goes AWOL since Pacquiao, man. I know some guys at the gym I go to that came up with Keith Thurman, and they said they don't know what's going on with Keith Thurman. Like I know some guys that fought Keith Thurman in the amateurs, and they don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We don't even know if he's retired or not. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Keith Thurman, but if he can get back in shape, I would like to see him get knocked out. He's good for somebody's resume. I would like to see Keith Thurman fight one of the younger guys, like Boots Ennis, even though he claims that he's never heard of Boots Ennis. I know Boots Ennis is a dog. I know he hits hard, but why are these guys scared of Boots Ennis, man? These guys are scared of Boots, man. And I don't even think it's a lose-lose fight when you're fighting Boots because if you can knock out Boots or you can beat Boots Ennis, even though he's young and up and coming, you're gonna get full credit for that. He is a really good person to put on your resume. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think people will lose respect for you if you get knocked out by Boots Ennis because of how good he is, and he's projected to be, you know what I'm saying, the next face of the 147-pound division. Boots Ennis, when he gets to be around 28, 29, 30, he's probably going to be at 140, 154, or 160. I think he's going to be dominant in those divisions as well. So you might as well get him while he's young. You know what I'm saying? Get him while he's young and while he's weight draining himself to make 147. You know what I'm saying? If you get knocked out, oh well. Who do you want to see Andy Ruiz fight next? I always love Ortiz and Ruiz, but Ortiz, bro, they say I heard Ortiz is like 54, bro. I would like to see Andy Ruiz fight. I would like to see him fight Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see. I think it would be a good fight if he fought Dillian White. But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Andy Ruiz, I was never a big Andy Ruiz fan. I felt like he got lucky that first time he fought Anthony Joshua because Anthony Joshua had dropped him in that round. with an uppercut. And then he just started throwing all these crazy punches, and he caught Anthony Joshua and ended up finishing him. But I never thought he was a good boxer. I never was big on that guy, and I wasn't even confident that he would beat Anthony Joshua in the next fight. The thing about Andy Ruiz is that he doesn't take boxing serious, man. He's one of those guys. He's a part-time boxer. He don't take it serious. And I think he looks like he's on that juice. He looked like he on that Mexican clenbuterol, but I don't know, man. But you don't know what's real and what's not real, especially with his pictures. SNL Fitness. Who do you think Lomachenko should fight next? Well, he's about to fight Richard Commey next. December 11th. After that, let me see. At 135, I would like to see him fight Devin Haney. I would say that I would like to see him fight Shakur Stevenson at 130, but I'm not going to say that because Shakur Stevenson got other business he got to handle at 130. I feel like him fighting Lomachenko wouldn't really make any sense, and it would just prolong the process of him unifying. He needs to fight Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? Or what's the dude name that's ducking him? Well, Shakur Stevenson needs to clean out 130. And I don't think Lomachenko don't need to fight him. I'd rather see Lomachenko fight somebody at 135, such as Devin Haney. I think that would be a good fight. I think he would school Devin Haney, to be honest with you. But yeah, and in the Richard Commey fight, man, I don't think that fight is gonna be close either. Like Lomachenko was good, man. Like I got the utmost respect for Lomachenko. I don't know how he lost that Teofimo Lopez fight. I don't know. I guess he was just scared of the power. He didn't let his hands go, but when he started letting his hands go, he was landing. He was very accurate. But I think if Lomachenko fight Teofimo Lopez again, I think Lomachenko would easily beat him. But yeah, so yeah, that's the answer. That he's fighting Richard Commey. I don't think he's gonna have any issues with Richard Commey, man. I still got a lot of respect for Lomachenko. I got a lot of respect for people that got good defense and have good footwork. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we got a lot of good fights, man. Oh, I would like to see Lomachenko fight Tank Davis. That's the fight that I would like to see. That's the fight that I would pay. I'll pay $100 to see that. If the pay-per-view is $100, I would pay to see Lomachenko fight Tank Davis. That fight, we'll see how good of a boxer Tank is. That will answer all the questions. If Tank could beat Lomachenko and beat him convincingly, I'm going to give Tank the utmost respect. I'll put him on a pound-for-pound list. But, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But that's not going to happen. Leonard Ellaby, Floyd Mayweather, they're never going to put Tank in the ring with somebody that can even come close to threatening his undefeated record. It's not going to happen, man. They're messing this guy's legacy up. When people look back in the neck, when Tank is retired and people look back on his career, he's not going to have one meaningful fight on his resume. All you're going to see is all these fake silver, the WBC silver title and all these interim title, and they're going to say, oh, he's a multi-division champion. Come on, man. Get out of here, man. He ain't going to have no meaningful bodies on his resume. But yeah, man, I appreciate a few of y'all that tapped in, man. It's going to be a big night tomorrow. And I got my Cash App name floating at the bottom for a reason. If anybody thinks Sean Porter going to win tomorrow and you want to put some money up, you Cash App me. I don't care how much you put up. It could be $20, $50, $100. Put it, Cash App it to me. If Sean Porter win, I'm going to give you your money back. Plus, like if you bet $20, I'm going to give you your $20 back, and I'll give you a $20. You know what I'm saying? If you put $100 in the Cash App going for Porter, and Porter win, I'm going to give you $100 back and plus 100. But when Terrence Crawford win, whatever you put in that Cash App is mine. You know what I'm saying? But I'm taking any bets. Whether it's a 50 cent, $1, I don't care. If you think Sean Porter gonna win tomorrow night, hit up the Cash App, man. I'm good for the money. I'm good for. I just got paid today. I'm good for the money. If you really think he gonna win, put your money up. Cause I'm listen. Terrence Crawford ain't never let me down. Never let me down. I've been embarrassed by Deontay Wilder. I remember being in a movie theater, Black History Month. I'm rooting for him. I'm the only black dude in there. He gonna get knocked out by Tyson Fury. I didn't got embarrassed by Deontay Wilder. I didn't got embarrassed year after year by my LSU Tigers losing to Alabama. I didn't got embarrassed by who else embarrassed me? Guillermo Ringendial when he quit against Lomachenko. The only athlete that ain't never embarrassed me, ain't never let me down is Terrence Crawford. And so I'm betting the whole house on Terrence Crawford, man. So anybody that thinks Sean Porter gonna win, hit the cash app, man. Shampoo's $20. You bet on Porter, you just might, you just want to lose money. Hey, he like negative 800 or something. Like, hey, if you for the knockout, if you bet $100 for Sean Porter to knock Terrence Crawford out, I think you'll win like $1,000. But that ain't gonna happen. You just gonna lose your 100. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. I'm about to call it a night. About to go figure out this ESPN Plus. You tuning into the Boo Boo fight? I thought Boo Boo fought tomorrow night. Man, nobody gonna watch that fight. I don't even have the zone. You know what I'm saying? They didn't. Man, hold on. Before we go, we gotta talk about Boo Boo, man. Boo Boo Andrade, Demetrius Andrade. I didn't know he was fighting. I thought he was fighting tomorrow night. They didn't. Why can't he get a fight? Now we gonna get back to Canelo. Canelo ducked Boo Boo Andrade. And the Canelo fans, you got to be objective. None of the Canelo fans will address that. When Canelo was at 160 and he had 3 belts, Boo Boo had the 4th belt. He went up to 175 and fought Kovalev and dropped all the belts. Why didn't he fight Boo Boo at 160 for undisputed? Why Jamal Charlo won't fight Boo Boo? Why Triple G won't fight Boo Boo when they both on the zone? Why? Tell me why. Why is Boo Boo Andrade the most ducked fighter in boxing? Why can't he get a fight? Is he that good? I know he had a good amateur career, but why can't he get a good fight? But no, I ain't gonna watch the fight tonight. I don't have the zone. I'm not spending no $20 to watch Boo Boo fight some dude off the streets. I just can't do it, man. And I like Boo Boo, man. I like him as a person. He was a great amateur. I wish his career would have went another direction, man. And I just don't know why. I don't know what these guys have against him, man. I don't know if it's his awkward style. I don't know if they don't love him, like him as a person. But it's just a wasted career. But I guess he done got to the point where he's like, I don't care. I'm just fighting for money. And I don't even blame him, man. It got to the point where I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? If I'm going to get paid $1 million or $2 million or however much he get paid to fight some dude off the streets, might as well. His career already over with. He about 30, 31, 32. It's over with, man. It's over with. But that's one thing about Canelo. Canelo will never live that down. Canelo, why you never fought Boo Boo at 160 for undisputed? Why? No excuses. Triple G, why you don't? And Triple G is the most overrated fighter in boxing. He's the biggest ducker in boxing because he will not fight Jamal Charlo. Even when the WBC ordered him to fight Jamal Charlo in the winner fight Canelo, he turned that fight down. He will not fight Boo Boo Andrade, and they on the same network. He going to Japan to fight some. Come on, man. I don't even want to talk about Triple G. I can't stand when people have Triple G on a pound-for-pound list. Triple G don't need to be on nobody's list. And I ain't going to lie. I wouldn't even be mad if Canelo fight Triple G for the 3rd time just to put him in a casket, man. Yeah, and he ducked Andre Ward, man. Hold on. You talking about Canelo ducked? Who ducked Andre Ward? Because Andre Ward... You gotta understand, Andre Ward finished at 175. So you can't say I don't know who you talking about, Shampoo. Who ducked Andre Ward? Because we can't say Canelo ducked Andre Ward because when Andre Ward was fighting, Canelo was at 160, Andre Ward was at 175. See, all right, you say Triple G. I can't say. Well, I don't know, because I don't think Andre Ward ever fought at 160. Triple G has been at 160 his whole career. So, and I don't know if I can say Triple G ducked Andre Ward, because they was at two different weight classes, especially at the end of Andre Ward's career when he was fighting at 175. But even then, if Andre Ward was fighting at 160, you're right. Triple G wouldn't want no part of that, man. He wouldn't want no part of that. And who is Triple G, man? Who has Triple G really fought? You know what I'm saying? He fought a Kell Brook that jumped up two weight classes, beat him. He fought Canelo, and I ain't gonna lie, I had him beating Canelo the first fight, and he lost to Canelo the second fight, which I had that. Then he fought Danny Jacobs. They robbed Danny Jacobs. I felt Danny Jacobs beat Triple G. And then he fought Sergey Derevyanchenko, and everybody know he robbed Sergey Derevyanchenko. Triple G is a hype job. He's always been a hype job. He's the biggest ducker in boxing, and I don't have no respect for Triple G. None of them. No respect. All right, SNL Fitness. All these guys calling out the top dog, but they won't fight each other. That's what I'm telling you, man. Everybody want that. Everybody want to make money, but they don't want legacy, man. Everybody want to fight Canelo, but they don't want to fight each other. Diego, do a stream for the fight, bro. Nah, man. I can't do the stream for the fight, dog. I may do the stream before the fight. You know what I'm saying? You know, my girlfriend, she gonna be over here watching the fight. I don't want to act an ass in front of her. And like when it comes to Terrence Crawford, I get anxiety when Terrence Crawford fights, and I'm like tuned in. You know what I'm saying? I got my little piece of paper, and I'm keeping score. I'm taking notes of every round. And my nerves are shot. My nerves are bad. My heart beating fast. It's like Terrence Crawford is my son or something. Like I know Terrence Crawford in person. Like I literally ain't no boxer he the only boxer where I get anxiety when he's about to fight. I don't know why, man. But yeah, I can't. I'm definitely gonna do we definitely gonna do a live stream Sunday. We gonna do a recap. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't gonna be a I told you so video, because everybody know Terrence Crawford gonna win. And I ain't gonna lie, if Terrence Crawford lose, bro, y'all might not see me on this channel for a long time. I might close this channel. Man, if Terrence Crawford lose, I'm gonna be bad company, man. I might kick my girlfriend out I might cry. If Terrence Crawford lose, bro, I'm gonna be so hurt. I ain't gonna get on YouTube for like 2 weeks, because I'm not gonna want to hear nobody talking about that fight. I ain't gonna watch no Sports Center. I ain't watch no ESPN. I'm gonna be bad company. I'm gonna be so mad if Terrence Crawford lose this fight. Yeah, Diego, Terrence Crawford. No, I mean Spence is gonna be at the fight. If Spence gonna be at that fight, he better get in that ring. He better get in that ring after that fight. The only way Sean has a chance is to push the pace in the first few rounds, because Crawford is a slow starter. Yeah, that's why I say he might win the first couple rounds, but then he gonna be getting knocked. Man, Crawford gonna knock him stupid. I'm telling you, man. I hope I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong about a lot of stuff in boxing, but I just don't see how Sean Porter gonna even come close. Like I sat there the other night and rewatched the Felix Diaz Crawford fight, and I feel like that fight is kind of reminiscent. And when I first saw that fight, it looked like Crawford beat him up real bad. But I ain't gonna lie, Felix Diaz was landing some shots. Like you can hit Crawford, especially with an overhand right hook. You can hit Crawford, and I just hope I hope he don't catch Crawford, man. Like I'm gonna be devastated. I'm gonna be hurt if Crawford lose. If Crawford lose, I probably won't even make another live stream about boxing. I'm gonna be hurt. Porter a dog, never count him out. We gonna count him out tomorrow. He a dog against all them other fighters, But he ain't no dog. I'm telling you, man. He gonna, man, watch. People, all right, people saying how tough Sean Porter is. I'm gonna show you. Terrence Crawford gonna show you that he ain't as tough as y'all think he is. He tough with them other fighters, but come on, man. Come on. What he gonna do against Crawford? Start clipping them. Pop, pop, pop. Step back. Pop. Come on, man. You know, man, Crawford got a 74-inch arm reach, bro. 74-inch arm length. Porter got like a 66, 68. Come on, man. He can't do nothing with, man, come on. Man, you think Terrence Crawford gonna show mercy on him, man? Terrence Crawford gonna put him in the dirt, man. I can't wait. I wish I could get in a time machine and just fast forward to the fight. I don't want to see none of them undercards, man. I hope all them undercards is like 6 rounds. I hope they all knockouts. I hate when they had them 10 and 12 round undercards. Like, we won't see these scrubs fight. We want to see the main event, man. I'm ready, man. I ain't gonna be able to go to sleep tonight. I'm a dream about this fight tonight, man. I can't wait. I've been waiting so long for this fight, man. So long, bro. SNL Fitness. I went in hiding after Wilder lost, man. I stayed on YouTube for 3 days. Man, that's how it be, man. Man, when LSU lose to Alabama, I turn my phone off for 2 days, man. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to watch no TV. I ain't on no YouTube. I don't want to see no highlights. Nothing, man. Yeah, he like Westbrook always bringing that intensity. And you see what Westbrook doing in LA. Garbage, hot garbage. If Crawford wins and Spencer Crawford don't fight next, who fought? Man, you already know it's Spence's fault. Crawford wanted to fight Spence before Crawford really wanted to fight Keith Thurman when he was at 140. But you know Keith Thurman, how wishy-washy he is. And Crawford, you know what I'm saying? If the Spencer Crawford fight don't get made, now that Crawford is going to be a free agent, then it's Spence's fault, bro. Spence don't want the fight. He don't want it. He don't. But yeah, man, I can't wait, man. Yeah, that undercard is trash, man. I don't know where they found them dudes at the undercard. I don't know now one person on that undercard. Ever since Don King to stop promoting, bro, these undercards are garbage, man. Garbage. I don't understand why they can't stack an undercard. The last good card was when Adrian Brawner fought somebody, and they had Tank and they had Jamel Charlo on the undercard. I remember that fight. He fought some Mexican dude. Adrian Brawner was like 2 or 3 years ago, and he had Tank Davis and he had Jamel Charlo. That card was lit, man. I'm like, that is and that card wasn't even, I don't even think that was pay-per-view. I think it was just on Showtime. And I'm like, that's how it should be, man. You know what I'm saying? I really wish Shakur Stevenson could have fought on this undercard. I wish him and Jamel, whatever his name is, man. I wish they fight would have been on this undercard. And then you have Keyshawn Davis, you know what I'm saying, making his top-ranked debut. That would have been, because it would have been all in-house, you know what I'm saying, all Team Crawford. Man, come on, man. But I can't wait, man. I'm so hyped up, bro. I'm so hyped up, man. ESPN can have my $70, man. I'm paying for this fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I hope, man, y'all support it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we need more fights like this. That's why I don't pay pay-per-view. I'm not paying $100 for one fight. Yeah, I agree with you, man. But it's a few fights that I would pay $100 for one fight. I would pay to see Tank Davis versus Lomachenko. I'll pay $100 for that fight. I would pay Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. I'll pay $100 for that fight. I would pay, let me see, Shakur Stevenson. I would pay $100 for Tank Davis versus Gary Russell Jr. I would pay $500 to see Terrence Crawford versus Gary Russell Jr. I will pay $500. I will sponsor that fight to see Terrence Crawford break Gary Russell's neck, body slam him in that ring. Broner is 30 for 30. Is going to be good. He got a 30 for 30. Oh man, I'm watching that. I didn't know that. That's gonna be good, man. That's gonna be a good 30 for 30. I didn't know Adrian Broner because Adrian Broner, man, his life is crazy. Yeah, Charlie Poynton. Yeah, that's why services like DAZN have taken off. Well, DAZN is taking off in like Europe, but people in the United States, man, people don't really know about DAZN. Like the casual, like hardcore boxers, we know about DAZN, but like the average person, if you go around, you know what I'm saying, if you go around and you ask 20 sports fans, do they know what DAZN is? They're not gonna know what DAZN is here in America. DAZN has no footprint in America at all. Do you think Charlo really wants to smoke with Canelo? No. Nope. Charlo don't even believe he can beat Canelo. He got too much respect for Canelo. The only person that really want that smoke with Canelo was David Benavidez. That's why I support David Benavidez. But Charlo, man, come on, man. Come on, bro. Them Charlo boys ain't cut like that, man. They ain't as tough as y'all think they are, bro. They not tough, man. Diego, the only fight that was worth paying for was that Mayweather versus McGregor. Come on. Y'all paid for that fight? Please don't tell me you paid $100 for Mayweather versus McGregor. I streamed that fight, man. Ain't no way in the world. I already knew what that fight was going to be. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, who else would I pay for $100? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see who could Shakur Stevenson fight. That'll be a tough fight. Shakur Stevenson versus Lomachenko. I don't think that's worth $100. I don't think, because I feel like $100, it has to be some type of rivalry. It has to be like some dudes that's trying to kill each other in that ring. Let me see. If Dillian White fought Deontay Wilder, I might pay $100 for that. Because somebody gonna die in that fight. I'm confident somebody might die in that fight, and they probably gonna fight after the fight. They probably gonna take them gloves off, and it's gonna be a riot in there. Deontay Wilder versus Dillian White, I would pay $100 to see that fight. I'll pay $100 to see that sparring match. Yeah, life with Adrian, man. You got Bud by stoppage in the late rounds. I would, man. Don't even be surprised if Bud do him dirty in like 5 rounds, man. Shampoo's $20. I'll pay for Haney versus Stevenson if they could ever. Yeah. I don't think that'd be, man. Shakur he'll box circles around Devin Haney. Even when they was younger, they got this sparring match when they was younger on YouTube, and Shakur was piecing them up. Bro, Shakur is on a different level than any of those guys, man. Nobody from 135, 130, 126 is close to Shakur Stevenson. The only person may be Lomachenko. Maybe, because Lomachenko got that footwork. But come on, at 130, come on, man. At 126, come on, bro. He's that good, bro. Jake Paul, let's make it happen. Jake Paul versus General G. I'll shoot Jake Paul, man. That dude too big, bro. In a boxing match, Jake Paul put me in the dirt. He too big. I'm 5'6", 150, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to shoot him. Charlie Poynton, yeah, definitely Wilder versus White needs to happen to build up. Oh, man. Could you imagine? And you know what? That fight wouldn't even sell because only us hardcore boxing fans know how bad of blood they have. Only a hardcore boxer know how crazy that fight would be, how much they hate each. Could you imagine, bro? I that's the heavyweight fight that I want to see. Forget all that other stuff. I don't even care about Deontay Wilder versus Joshua. I want to see Deontay Wilder versus Dillian White. That's that's all I want to see. I would see that over any heavyweight fight. I don't even want to see Tyson Fury fight no more, to be honest with you. Tyson Fury is boring if he's not fighting If he's not fighting Deontay Wilder, I don't want to see Tyson Fury. I don't want to see Alexander Usyk fight nobody because he's boring to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to see entertainment. Dillian White, Deontay Wilder, that's the only fight I want to see at heavyweight. I'm late, but Spence versus Bud would be worth. Yeah. I said Spence versus Bud would be $100. I saw Shakur live in ATL. Nobody, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I was saying this before that fight. I did a live stream, and I said out of all the young guys, Tank, Devin Haney, Teofimo, Ortiz, I said Shakur Stevenson is the best out of all of them. And now he showed it. Ain't nobody at 135, 130, or 26 messing with Shakur, bro. He's too skilled, bro. His defense is too good, bro. His defense. And I respect defense more than anything. You can always work on your offense, but when your defense is on point, in the way he has mastered distance to where he makes just subtle movements, just a small step back, moving over to the left, moving over to the right. It's all subtle. He doesn't even use no energy, and he's just making guys miss. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like about Canelo. Canelo uses subtle movements, subtle slipping, catching, and he blocks everything, man. Yeah, nobody's messing with him. Yeah, I would pay for Joshua and Wilder too. I would pay for it, but come on, man. To me, that's not even that. I'm just not a Joshua fan, bro. Joshua don't have that killer instinct in him, man. I don't even see bad blood. Like, he's too much of a nice guy, man. And we already know as soon as Wilder hit him, Wilder gonna send him into the cat. Like, Wilder's gonna send Joshua straight to hell, man. We all know that. To me, that ain't even no big fight. It was a big fight in 2015, 2016, but we all know Anthony Joshua ain't beating no Wilder. And I think it's gonna be overblown, man. We want to see Dillian White against Wilder, man. That's real bad blood right there, man. You know what I'm saying? They probably gonna be fighting in a press conference. They gonna fight at weigh-ins. They gonna fight in the fight. They gonna fight after the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some disrespect. That's what I want to see, man. It's a shame Big Baby fight didn't happen, man. Big Baby, he used to take every drug in the world. Oh, hold on. When you say Big Baby, you talking about Big Baby Miller, or you talking about the new Big Baby, Anderson, Big Baby Anderson? You probably talking about Big Baby Miller. But Anderson, Big Baby, I think, what's his name? Jared Anderson, I think, the heavyweight, the young dude, they call him Big Baby. He gonna be all right. He all right. But I tell you, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, people still sleeping on my boy Dubois. You know what I'm saying? I still got confidence in Dubois. Daniel Dubois, I think, is the best young heavyweight. Even though he lost, even though he quit, you know what I'm saying? I still think he's better than all the younger guys. And I think, you know what I'm saying? And it's just one loss, bro. He gonna learn from that. But I think he'll beat you talking about Anderson. I think Daniel Dubois will beat Anderson. I don't know. I know Dubois got quit in him. He got quit in him, but I think he'll beat Anderson. Man, I don't even think the fighter is born yet who can beat Stevenson, bro. I knew Stevenson was good when he says that whenever he spars Terrence Crawford, it's a chess match. Because everybody that seems to fight spar Crawford gets beat up. And Jamel Herring would get beat up in sparring by Crawford. And that's why I knew that fight wasn't going to be close. But when they say that when Shakur fights Crawford, it's a chess match, I said, okay, he's the real deal. Dude's the real deal. I also heard Shakur beat up Regis Prograde, they say he beat even Regis. If you go on Regis Prograde Twitter account, go back about 2 or 3 weeks, and somebody called him out. Somebody was like, Regis Progress even admitted on his Twitter a few weeks ago that he got beat up by Shakur Stevenson in sparring when Shakur was in camp. Shakur beat up what's his name? Ammo Williams, the guy, that middleweight guy that fights on the zone. I forgot who he's still with the zone, but he just switched coaches. I forgot what coach he's with now. He's with Cunningham now, but they said Shakur beat him up, and that dude is a 160 pound. And Ammo Williams be beating dudes up in sparring. And they said Shakur messed over him. And I was like, oh yeah, Shakur the real deal, man. The real deal. I agree. Daniel Dubois will be a problem in about 2 years. A loss don't mean nothing to me. He's the future. Exactly, bro. Dubois is the future of the heavyweight division. I think he's better than all the young heavyweights, man. I'm still big on him, bro. I'm still big on him. Even though he got quit in him. I still think he's the best out of all the younger guys. And I think he can beat some of the bigger guys. I think Dubois will beat Anthony Joshua. I don't know. That's just my opinion. From what I see, I think he can. I think Dubois can beat Dillian White. He can't. The best guy is Tyson Fury. Nobody can beat a 6'9" dude. But I think Dubois is definitely gonna be the future of the division, man. Yeah, it looks like he's making improvements under his new trainer. You talking about Ammo Williams? Yeah, Ammo. I like Ammo. You know what I'm saying? I actually like him. He just has some mental health issues, and I remember he had went off on Eddie Hearn. He went off on him on social media, and I'm like, bro, how you gonna go off on your promoter, bro? He just gonna put you on a shelf. He like ruined his career for no reason, and he was like literally like gonna be the next big thing, and he just derailed his own career. But I hope mentally he's back, you know what I'm saying, focused, because he got a lot of talent, man. He's very explosive. And I think he'll be, you know what I'm saying, in the future, he could be a top middleweight, you know what I'm saying? But I heard Shakur Stevenson pieced him up, bro. And if Shakur Stevenson piecing him up, piecing Regis Prograis up, you know what I'm saying, going toe-to-toe with Terrence Crawford and beat the hell out of Jamel Herring, already in the beat up Devin Haney and sparring, bro. Come on, man. Like who? Bro, Shakur is probably top 5 pound for pound skill-wise. He ain't done it enough yet, but for skill, he's probably top 5 in the world, skill-wise. Yeah, if there's no trash talk, it's hard to sell a fight. Man, it depends on who the fighters are. Like Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, they don't need to trash talk each other to sell that fight. That fight's already sold. You know what I'm saying? Even though it ain't gonna sell no crazy amounts because neither one of them are stars, but we don't really even need to hype that fight up. But you know what I'm saying? You don't always have to trash talk. You know what I'm saying? If you got a killer that's knocking everybody out, like Tank Davis can, if Tank Davis get in there with another killer, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got to even trash talk at all. That's gonna sell the fight. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. I'm probably gonna do another live stream Sunday, with a post fight only if Terrence Crawford win. If Terrence Crawford lose, I'm telling you, y'all ain't gonna see me for a while. Be honest with you, man, because I'm not even gonna watch. I ain't watching no more. If Terrence Crawford lose, I'm not watching no more boxing this year. No more. But yeah, man, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I appreciate everybody that tapped in, man. But even if I don't make a follow-up video on Sunday, I still will make another Monoxia video. Peace out, everybody.